You are watching
Ask the Instructor. Absorb the knowledge. Become the expert.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Carissimo and this show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every Wednesday. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon or drop in your email on our website so that way you get notifications whenever it is that we have information to help you grow your real estate business, because that's how we succeed here at the Tampa School of Real Estate, is by helping people succeed by building their dream real estate careers. And for a lot of people, that means starting out on a part-time basis in real estate. And we are live right now on Facebook as well as YouTube, as well as our Success Center at tampaschoolofrealestate.com. So wherever it is that you are tuning in, welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. Thank you for joining us. And what we do every Wednesday, it's more technical understanding of real estate, because why would you sign up for a real estate course if you don't even know what you'd be doing as a real estate professional? How do you know you even want a real estate license? And so for a lot of people, there's a lot of questions that are left unanswered a lot of times that hold people back from being able to start successful real estate businesses, to be able to eventually someday become a real estate investor, or whatever it is that you're looking to do with your real estate license and through real estate. Again, that might be starting out part-time in real estate. And there's actually a lot of money to be made part-time in real estate. And again, this is live. I'm going to do my best to monitor the chats across the website, across Facebook, across YouTube, wherever it is that you're tuning in from. Definitely welcome again if you're just getting on here. And if there is anything in particular, in specific, that you have questions about, maybe a particular concern you have about starting part-time in real estate, definitely drop that in one of these chats here, and I would love to get your question answered live on the air. Or if you'd prefer to speak more one-on-one with an advisor, you can either call or text our school, our main office here in New Tampa at 813-333-2676. But yeah, again, so if there is anything in particular you're hoping to learn today or you want to find out more about, definitely drop it in the chat. But I want to go ahead and jump over to the board here and really just get into, what does it mean to work part-time in real estate? So a lot of people have that question. They're thinking about a real estate career. Do I want to do full-time, or do you want to do part-time? And either option is available to you in starting out a real estate career. Because as a real estate professional, you are typically an independent contractor. So there are some opportunities with your real estate license, like if you're working for a builder, or say if you're working in property management, those might be different types of positions where there could be a salary, where you are having more employee type of expectations. But for most cases, when you're a realtor, a real estate agent, a real estate sales associate, whatever it is you're calling yourself, you're typically an independent contractor. And as an independent contractor, it's 100% up to you if you want to work full-time or part-time. Now, there might be some brokers out there that will only work with you if you are going to be doing this full-time and you're fully committed, or, honestly, for the ones that will just take you regardless of whether or not you want to be full or part-time, it's really the question on you of what is it that you're trying to do with your real estate license? What are your goals that you're trying to achieve? And then how do you do that either in a full-time or part-time basis, depending on what it is that you're wanting to do with real estate, and then which broker is going to be the best fit for you. Because depending on the type of opportunities you want to take advantage of with your real estate license, there's going to be different options that might make more sense for you. So for example, one of the things that most people don't know about is with your real estate license. And so say we're talking part-time right now. We're talking part-time. You could do this full-time. It doesn't matter whether you're full-time, part-time, specializing in this, or this is just another tool in your tool belt. But this is one of the most powerful ways, and it starts out with the letter R. If anybody knows one of these things that could be an extremely powerful way to make money through real estate without doing a lot of real estate work, and it starts with R, let me know in the chat. Welcome in Frank, welcome Alana. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hello, hope you have been well. Good to see you back in here. And again, if you guys do have any questions, we are live on the air right now on YouTube, on Facebook. If there's anything you'd like to see about starting real estate part-time, drop that in the chat. I'd love to answer those questions for you live on the air here. Or again, if you'd prefer to talk to an advisor more directly, just call us or text us at 813-333-2676. But that word I'm ultimately looking for that starts with an R. Hello, welcome in. Is that Harry? Is that how you pronounce that? Harry, maybe? Apologize if I'm mispronouncing anyone's name as well, but welcome in. Definitely appreciate you having in here. And again, let me know what it is specifically you want to learn about. But the word I'm looking for here is referrals. Does anybody know about referral opportunities? What do you know about referral opportunities? Have you thought about referral opportunities with your real estate license, or is that completely brand new to you? Because if you don't know about referrals, you should know about referrals. You should know about referrals whether you're part-time or full-time. Part-time or full-time in real estate, you can earn real estate referrals. And the big benefit about referrals and what referrals are, and again, if you've got any experience, if you're already licensed, if you're out there practicing real estate, let me know in the chat if you've got any experience, or maybe you know what a referral is. Curious what information I could share with you that will help you better understand the opportunities that are out there. You know, that's one of our core values at the Tampa School of Real Estate, is to keep it simple. And part of keeping it simple is delivering the right information at the right time. And there's a lot of information we do on these weekly live streams where it's not the right time in, say, your pre-licensing course to learn in depth more about referrals and referral opportunities. It's touched on briefly in terms of what you need to know for the exam. But that's really the focus of your pre-licensing course. And so that's why we started these live streams, is to go above and beyond and get deeper into these topics so you could understand the opportunities that are out there. But we've got a huge library of all kinds of different videos and different topics with tons of information. So again, that way you could better understand the opportunities that are out there. Because if you don't know what the opportunities are, how are you going to take advantage of them? And maybe you know what they are, but then how do you take advantage of them? And so again, that's a big part of what it is we're trying to do here every single week to help give you more information to build a successful real estate career. And yeah, exactly. So this is where, so it could eventually involve someone else's listing, but essentially what you're doing with a referral is there is, I don't want to say no work, but it's more about the network. The network, not work. That's probably a better way to put it, is that it's not work. Referrals are not work, they're about your network. So if you are somebody who is a well-networked, well-connected type of person, you could take advantage of that network and those connections it is that you have. And here's the thing, anywhere in the country. So I'm going to draw out a little map here. Let me, sometimes I got to unplug this and plug it back in so it doesn't flash on you guys when we go to put this on the screen here. Maybe this will work now. Oh, come on. Don't be crazy on me. So what I'm going to put on the screen here is a map of the United States. So your Florida real estate license, if you get a Florida real estate license, it only allows you to practice real estate in Florida. So don't laugh because I'm not an artist. But something like that, roughly. God, that's terrible. Let's try again. Let's do a little bit better job here. I'd fail those geography classes where you had to make the mental maps. It looks more like a dinosaur, but let's imagine that this is us here down in Florida. So your license, we'll take a look at this on the break, see if we get this back going so you guys can see this better. But your license is just good for Florida. Let's say you have family in, I don't know, Phoenix, Arizona. I think Arizona's over here somewhere. And they're looking for a realtor out here in Phoenix. Now, you can't sell a house in Arizona without an Arizona real estate license. You can't help them buy a house without an Arizona real estate license. You're only allowed to practice in the state it is that you have a license for. But let's say you do get your Florida real estate license. Let's say you're somewhere here in Florida, and you really don't even have to be. You just have to have the Florida license and be active with a referral broker or regular broker in order to be able to do what I'm about to talk about here. But essentially what it is that you're doing is, so you've got the connection, you've got the people, the clients from your network. These clients know who you are. And so what you're going to do is you're going to connect them and get them in contact with an Arizona realtor. And there's tons of like groups on. I know a bunch of you are tuning in on Facebook. There's a bunch of like referral groups on Facebook where agents can network together to share leads with each other. Because the reality is, I mean, and you could do this within Florida as well. I mean, say you've got a client here in Miami, or if you're doing this part-time, I mean, you might just not have time to actually do any deals. And so your clients could be here even in Tampa, or you're in Orlando, or maybe you're in Jacksonville, or up here in Tallahassee, or out in the Panhandle, or maybe you're down here in Naples, wherever it is that you are. Maybe you're down here in Key West. It doesn't matter where you are. And I mean, technically, you don't even have to be in the state of Florida, which is like, I mean, actually saying this out loud, it's kind of crazy. You could be anywhere in the world, get your Florida real estate license, and activate with a broker here in Florida. You do have to have an active license in order to do this. You can't do this without a real estate license. But then you could take advantage of clients you have in your network literally anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world technically, and there's nothing in Florida that would make this illegal. Florida law says basically that your license is good for Florida and you're allowed to earn foreign referral fees from other jurisdictions as long as it doesn't violate any laws in those states. And usually the only law that you're having to worry about not violating anywhere else is actually practicing real estate, because I've yet to find a place, and maybe if anyone has experience out there with referrals, maybe you've encountered maybe a certain country or area where they won't allow you to earn a referral fee, but pretty much for the most part is, as long as you're licensed within that state, it's legal as long as they're not breaking Florida's laws. And as long as you have an active license registered with a broker here in Florida, again, you don't even necessarily have to be here in Florida. You just have to make the connections. And when you're connecting them with the realtor, there's a small referral agreement. It's usually like a one-page little document that basically specifies what is going to be your cut of the commission if the property closes. Now, they don't do anything. They don't sell anything. I mean, yeah, you can maybe sell these leads. I mean, there's people actually that are in business of doing that, but there's a lot more money to earn when that payment is conditional upon the transaction getting done. But a very typical referral fee that could be paid back to you would be something like 25% of the gross commission. Now, this is negotiable, so it could be less than that. You could negotiate more than that. Maybe you develop a good relationship with somebody and you're sending them lots of leads, so maybe they're willing to pay you a little bit more, or maybe they're sending you leads back and you'd both agree to the same rate, or whatever it is that you're doing. It's always a negotiable amount, but again, 25%, that's a typical referral fee for the referral of a client. And then when that closes, say it's a $10,000 gross commission, well, 25% of that is $2,500. Now, the brokerage it is that you register your license with might have some sort of fee or split or anything like that. They typically will. Even if it is just a referral brokerage, they have some way it is to cover their operating cost and usually make some sort of profit, because remember, they're in business to make money as well. But otherwise, this basically allows you to just take advantage of leads it is that you're able to generate through people it is that you know. You could do this through websites. You could do it through however it is that you're able to generate leads and get them connected with realtors wherever it is that they are in the country. It could be here in Florida, or as long as you have a Florida license and your license is active with a Florida broker, you could refer anywhere to the country. You could refer anywhere and everywhere, and you just secure a referral agreement where they're going to pay back whatever percentage it is that the two of you agree to back to you here in Florida. Technically through your broker, who will then pay it to you, because again, this has to be paid through a broker. You can't do this independently. You do have to have an active real estate license. But hopefully that makes some sense, and that helps explain better the opportunity about referrals. I want to know what other questions it is that you have, or if you want me to go back through any of this stuff in particular, any part of this process, what further information can I help you understand about referrals, about how you can maybe work this into your business. But I also want to talk about some other part-time opportunities that are available and how you really make this a little bit more real, unless there is additional questions it is that you have on any of this stuff. We're about to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back in just a few seconds, so stick with us. I'm John Chrismo. You're watching Ask the Instructor.
The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam.
Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Chrismo. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate and my dinosaur-looking drawing of the United States here. But let's get back into talking about referral fees and how this exactly works. And again, if you do have any questions, we are live right now. If you're watching the replay or you'd prefer to talk to somebody, one of our advisors, more one-on-one, we were just doing a meeting this morning with our team about referral fees and more information on the subject. So everyone here at the Tampa School of Real Estate either has a real estate license or is in the process. I think actually everyone right now actually does have at least a sales associate license that we have on the team. So we've got a really knowledgeable set of professionals here. So definitely take advantage of that resource. We'd love to help you advance your real estate career. And again, that phone number is 813-333-2676. But yeah, so referrals, getting back into that, because again, this is a great way to get started part-time. And this is, again, something that you could do whether you want to actually do real estate yourself or whether you just want to do referrals. So real quick, we'll just recap how this works now that we've got the screen on here not spazzing out on us. But then we'll go into, for you specifically, do you want to actually practice real estate or do you just want to earn referrals? Because I could go over the differences of those two options and how one option could potentially be more lucrative than the other depending on what you're trying to do with your real estate license ultimately. But again, basically with these referrals, and we'll do it with another one here. Let's say that we've got a client up here in New York. Oop, eraser. So we'll say we've got somebody up here in New York. That's basically what New York looks like. Let's say they're in upstate New York and they're wanting to sell their house. Let's say they contacted you because they're considering buying a house here in Florida. So what you could do is you have the connection, you have the network. That's what we've got here in red. So this is your client. This is your network. This is your lead technically. But the reality is, whether you're practicing real estate full-time, part-time, if you don't have a license in New York, you can't sell real estate in New York. But you can refer. So what you would do then is you would connect them with a realtor in New York. You connect them with a realtor in New York, and then they could legally kick you back whatever portion of the commission it is that you agree to. Let's say that's 25% again. So to give you some quick math on commission, just to help this make a little bit more sense. On a $333,000 house, let's say our commission for one side of the sale, just one side, not even both sides, not even buyer and seller, it's 3%, so that's $10,000. And this is our gross commission. So gross commission, $10,000. That's what's totally on the table for this deal. Now, if you make this 25% referral agreement, that ends up now leaving $2,500 as your referral fee. Now again, unless you have your own brokerage, which you do have to have 2 years of experience, and even if you're just working in a referral capacity, as the law is right now, for the DBPR and the Florida Real Estate Commission to get a broker license, you just have to be active for 2 years. So those of you trying to get a broker license as well, but maybe you are starting out part-time, you could be very part-time in a referral capacity and be earning the time it is that you need, because you need 2 years of experience under a broker to get your broker license. And the crazy part is, and who knows if they'll change this law in the future, but this is the way it's been for a very long time, but you don't have any transactions required to get a broker license. You just have to have 2 years of active experience. So you might not even do any referrals, and you could still be a broker if you've been active with a broker for at least 2 years. But whether you're doing sales or even just referrals, as long as your license is active, that'll count towards the requirements it is that you have to get your broker license, if that's something you want to do down the road as well. Now, getting back to these referral fees here, you know, if this is something that you're interested in the idea with, and let's say these people here in New York, they're moving to Florida, and let's say they're going to buy a $333,000 house here in Florida, well, that's $10,000 of commission on the table of gross commission, which if you're being a full-service real estate professional who's actually doing real estate, you could potentially help them and earn that $10,000 commission on top of your $2,500 referral fee from New York. So that's $12,500 it is that you're making in that case. Or you don't even have to do the work here in Florida. You could utilize your network and refer them to another agent here in Florida, whether because it's outside of your area it is that you work in, or maybe you just don't have time, either because you're too busy with your real estate business or you're too busy with your other businesses or other jobs that, again, you can do real estate part-time. There's no reason you should ever have to turn away business, because you could always refer it away. And that referral is typically worth about 25%. Again, it's negotiable, so maybe more, maybe less than that. But you're looking at then, just by having the license and making the connection with two realtors, one to help them sell in New York and one to help them buy here in Florida, if these are $333,000 properties that they're buying, which is a below average property right now in the Tampa Bay area. The average price in Tampa right now, I think, is like close to $460,000. Crazy. So at $333,000, this isn't even this is a below average property. So we're using super conservative estimated numbers of this here. But this is worth potentially $5,000 to $12,500 in this scenario here for that one client that needs to sell their home in New York or Arizona and buying a home here in Florida. And there's people all over the country moving to Florida. And if you just moved to Florida yourself, or you're thinking of moving in Florida, one of my brokerages, we've had a couple agents that they've used this as their plan to move to Florida, that they're just earning referral fees, referring business out until it is that they could actually move to Florida themselves and then start practicing real estate themselves. Or maybe you're just doing this on a part-time basis, and so you don't have time to actively help people. Maybe you're only available on the nights and weekends. What happens if you get a client that needs your help during the day? You could refer that business out. So referrals are such an amazing opportunity, because it's really a very teen concept. And there's one quote that, recently I've really have grown to love this quote, and it's a great reminder that if you want to go fast, go alone. But who knows the other half of this? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And ultimately, this is what pays the higher dividends. This is what has the higher return on investment. This is what will make you more money in the long run. This is what will build your empire in the long run, is going together. And it's the reason why I have found more success through real estate than I have through other businesses I've started, other jobs it is that I've had. Because there's such a community cooperative environment with really great opportunities that exist. Don't get me wrong, there's some really great teams that are out there, but if you're in a situation that doesn't allow for complete control over your life, your livelihood, your business, your finances, it could be hard to go far. There's going to be those things dragging you and holding you back. So real estate has so many opportunities when paired with this concept. There's no limit to what it is that you can achieve. Let's see, I live in Tampa. Should I start with one or two particular location to start and then expand, or should I just try everywhere in Tampa? Yeah, amazing question. So what most people will try to do right off the bat is they'll say, all right, I'm the Tampa specialist. Well, let's revisit that term specialist and what that means. I love this word because you probably haven't really thought too deep into its root word. Most people haven't. Because when we use that word special, you know, we talk about special, that gets used so often in like schools and with children and with all kinds of ideas that really make it lose its true meaning. But that's why I like to think of the specialist. Because think of like when you go to a doctor. Now you might go to your general doctor, but your general doctor might not have all of the answers to every particular possible ailment it is that you might have or could have or whatnot. I mean, they might look at you generally, but then they're going to refer you to a specialist. And really thinking of this idea of a referral here, that might be what you're doing. So practicing real estate, you want to be more of a specialist with a more particular area. But if you're not necessarily the specialist, you could always refer somebody to the specialist. Because the specialist, this is why I love this word so much. These are the same thing. Special and specific mean the same thing. It means unique. That we're focused on one unique thing, or very kind of focused. Think of when, again, you go from a general doctor and they refer you to a specialist. That word special means specific. So when you're practicing real estate, this is where in your pre-licensing course. So the pre-licensing course to get your real estate license, it's kind of like a big exam prep course, because that's what really the focus of this course is the information you need to know to pass the exam. Because that's why that course is required. It's required to get a real estate license to be able to take the exam. This is the course it is you have to take. So the big focus is primarily on a lot of the laws and rules and the information the Florida Real Estate Commission wants you to know to be able to practice real estate legally. But there are some really good topics in there, and one of those is the farm area, and that's actually right in Chapter 1. And the farm area is all about being a specialist, being a specialist in your particular, specific, unique, focused area. Now, again, if you're not necessarily the specialist, let's say you're focusing on, Fish Hawk Ranch, and that's still a huge area. If you're not familiar with Fish Hawk Ranch, it's there's got to be thousands of homes in there, which that's still a large area to target. But we're now honing in and focusing more on a unique, specific, special area to become more of the expert. And if you're practicing real estate, you could practice real estate anywhere in Florida. But if it doesn't make sense geographically, or maybe you're not the specialist and you know they would be better served by somebody else, and that way you could focus on more what you're a specialist in. Let's say you're a residential specialist and you got a pending commercial deal. Commercial is so much more complicated than residential real estate. And there's an entirely different set of criteria that's important in a commercial transaction compared to a residential transaction. So while you might legally have the capacity to do that commercial transaction as well, that's also another fantastic referral opportunity. There's really no limit on what type of real estate it could be that you're earning the referral fee for. Could be for commercial, could be an industrial. And so that's a really great question, because what this comes down to is, what are you looking to do with your real estate license? Because if you just want to do referrals, that's where you're going to have a different business plan than if you're actually trying to practice real estate. And if you just want to earn referrals, you're going to be better off in a referral brokerage. So there's really two main types of brokerages out there, and they might specialize in different areas. But your two main types of brokerages are going to be your normal full-service brokerage, and these are typically realtors. And when I say realtors, I mean registered trademark. You can't use the term realtor unless you're a member of the Association of Realtors. And one of the things, because there's all kinds of ethical standards and whatnot, is if the brokerage is a member of the Association of Realtors, well, all of their agents have to be also members of the Association of Realtors. And this is typically around like $800 to $1,000 a year for the realtors, the MLS, the being able to access the systems, the schedule showings, and all these tools it is that you need to be able to practice real estate. That's coming from the realtors, the MLS. Again, typically in the range of like $800 to $1,000 a year. Now, if you're practicing real estate and earning $10,000 commissions, one sale is going to pay for those dues 10 times over. But what if you're not practicing real estate? Because maybe you're just starting out, because maybe you're doing this part-time, and maybe you don't think you have time to be a full-service, full-time practicing real estate agent where you're doing real estate as much as you can. Or you're at least trying to sell. Because even if you're doing part-time real estate, if you're at least trying to earn at least one commission a year, well, that's going to pay for those costs to get your business up and running and off the ground. But if you want to take a more eased-in type of approach, the second type of brokerage that's out there is a referral brokerage. And these are typically non-realtors. Now, you could still earn referral fees in either option, either in the full service option or in the referral option. So you could be practicing real estate and you just might not have time, or it's out of your area or whatever it is, and you could still earn referral fees in either one of these two here. But if you just want to earn referral fees, this will save $800 to $1,000 a year for your MLS subscription and realtor dues, because this would not be required. You would not need that if you're joining a referral brokerage. But the catch is, there is a catch to this. Typically with pretty much all these brokerages, when you're just in a referral capacity, you cannot practice, we'll just say RE, so you can practice real estate yourself in the typical type of referral brokerage. They're lower costs, they're lower fees, that you don't get as much as you get in a full service capacity, but that's because you don't need all those extra things if you're not actively selling real estate. So if you just want to be able to earn referral fees, that's where I would advise you to look at the referral brokerage option, because it's going to make the most sense for your business plan. But if your business plan also includes actually selling real estate, that's where you'll need to be in a full service capacity for the most part, where you'll probably need the tools like the MLS. Because if you actually want to sell real estate, the MLS is going to be a very important thing. If you just want to earn referral fees and that's all you want to do, you won't necessarily need the MLS. It would be a nice thing to have, but it wouldn't necessarily be a requirement. So that's, again, the referral brokerage option. Yeah, great question about the post-licensing too. So post-licensing, it actually talks more about this. In post-licensing, one of the first things it is that you're doing in that course is building a business plan. And the business plan is so important to your success as a business person, and really any sort of business. You might have heard the phrase before, failing to plan is planning to fail. And look, I don't like to plan. I like to be a spontaneous person, but let me tell you what happens when you try to be spontaneous with business. Things don't always go as you'd expect them to. And especially if you don't have a plan, where you don't have guidance and support of helping you execute on how you're going to make money with your real estate license, well, that's a recipe for a disaster. And so one of the best things that is you could do to help get a better understanding of what your real estate license is for, how you use it, how to actually make money with the real estate license. More of the real world topics are covered in the post-licensing, because with post-licensing, there's no state exam. There's a state exam that you're studying for that you have to pass that focuses on all the laws and rules, and that's what the pre-licensing course mainly focuses on. But then post-licensing focuses more on the real world information that's going to help you better understand how to use your real estate license and any brokerage it is that you join, because if you go into a full service brokerage, they typically have some level of training, and as a new agent, it's definitely going to be important that you have a training system. And even in a referral brokerage, they'll usually have some little brief training on how to do a referral document, and as long as they have that, you should be good for what you need to know to be able to earn referrals. But there's so much more information to learn. It could almost seem like where there's a million things pulling you in a million different directions. And so that's why it's so important to have your business plan. And again, you learn all about building a simple, realistic plan in that post-licensing course. So I definitely recommend taking that as soon as you're licensed. It's due before your first renewal, but you're eligible as soon as you have your license. And we actually have some great bundle packages that do include the post-licensing. So if you do have questions about any of that, or you want to sign up or you need some help getting registered, just call us, 813-333-2676. You also text us at that number. We've got advisors standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that they can. So definitely give us a call any way it is that we can help you better understand real estate, how to use a real estate license, how you can make money through real estate. I mean, that's what it is that we do here. We have people that come to us saying, hey, I want to start a career in real estate. What do I do? That's why we offer these courses. That's why we have these videos every single week. It's all in that mission to help you build a successful real estate career. So that's about all the time it is that we have for today. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and the great questions that were asked. I definitely appreciate all the insight it is that everyone shared today into what information we can help you to grow your real estate business. And if you're watching the replay of this after the fact, definitely drop in the comments any further information it is that you want to learn about, any questions you might have about any of this stuff here, because that's how we gauge what information we're going to do on these weekly live streams and these weekly videos, is what information is going to help you grow your real estate business. So any way we can help you, if you want help more directly, reach out to one of our advisors at 813-333-2676. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any updates about these videos, about any content it is that we put out. The best thing to do is to go on tampaschoolofrealestate.com and drop in your email. You go right to tampaschool.com, put in your email, and we'll get you out an email update whenever it is we have new information to help you better understand real estate, how you can make money through a real estate career, and what you would need to do to get started. And if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, you can also hit that little bell icon and you'll get notifications right through the app. So again, that's about all the time we've got for today. I want to thank you for tuning in. We'll be back on Friday for State of Real Estate. It's our weekly live stream to help you mastermind to better understand the real estate business and how to grow your real estate business. So until then, you guys have an epic week, and I'll see you on Friday. Hey, so if you're thinking about starting a real estate career, it could feel a little overwhelming sometimes. Look, that's completely understandable. That's why we're here to help. If you haven't already, check out our Success Center, tampaschool.com/success, or if you don't even know where to begin, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. We've got advisors standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that we can. Our phone number is 813-928-0106. Again, that's 813-928-0106. Give us a call. We're the Tampa School of Real Estate.
Do you want a career that allows you to be in control? With a career in real estate, you'll get to call the shots. Whether you're looking at starting part-time or want to become the next top agent, a career in real estate makes it possible. Find out what it takes at tampaschool.com. Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com. Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Chrisma with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can. Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching. Are you studying for your Florida real estate exam? If you are, you need to check out our Pass First Try strategy. You're going to love this. It's 4 steps that we break down the process to study for your Florida real estate exam. So you're set up to pass your Florida real estate exam because that's what you're studying for, right? To pass your exam. It's 4 steps. Number 1, you learn the information. You've got to learn this to be able to pass the exam, but it doesn't stop at learning. Step 2, you've got to reinforce the basic, simple, key concepts. As you learn this information, keep reviewing the simple things. You don't need to know everything, but you got to review these basic key concepts. Step 3, you've got to test your knowledge. The exam's going to test your knowledge, so if you don't test your knowledge in advance, you won't find out if you know what you think you know until you take the exam. And then step 4 is be confident and prepared, because even if you know this material, you need to be confident that you know the material. Check out the full strategy at passfirsttry.com. That's passfirsttry.com. The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam. Are you studying for your Florida real estate exam? If you are, you need to check out our Pass First Try strategy. You're gonna love this. It's 4 steps that we break down the process to study for your Florida real estate exam. So you're set up to pass your Florida real estate exam because that's what you're studying for, right? To pass your exam. It's 4 steps. Number 1, you learn the information. You've got to learn this to be able to pass the exam, but it doesn't stop at learning. Step 2, you've got to reinforce the basic, simple, key concepts. As you learn this information, keep reviewing the simple things. You don't need to know everything, but you got to review these basic key concepts. Step 3, you've got to test your knowledge. The exam's going to test your knowledge, so if you don't test your knowledge in advance, you won't find out if you know what you think you know until you take the exam. And then step 4 is be confident and prepared, because even if you know this material, you need to be confident that you know the material. Check out the full strategy at passfirsttry.com. That's passfirsttry.com. Have you completed your post-licensing education yet? Look, I know you're probably thinking, hey, it's not my renewal deadline, I don't need to do post-licensing yet, but look, here's why you want to do post-licensing as soon as you've got your real estate license, as soon as you're able to take post-licensing. It's not just another course about arbitrary laws that you're never going to use again. It's about real-world, usable topics that'll help you grow your real estate business, to help you take it to the next level. Look, let me ask you this one question. If this course helps you close just one deal, if you get one extra deal from post-licensing, is it worth the investment? I'd say it is. We get paid pretty well, so one deal means a lot of money. Check out postflorida.com. That's postflorida.com for the full details about post-licensing.